What's up, gang? Welcome to Walk With Me, where I go for a walk and you come with me. And today we have a video because I found my selfie stick. And I've been posting these on Spotify for like a few weeks, I feel like, maybe more. Hold up, let me extend this so you can kind of see the trail. And I took a little bit of a break from posting it on Spotify because I just like wasn't walking as much. I was moving. I had other stuff going on. But I'm home right now, and we are so back, and we have the selfie stick, so I can post these on YouTube now. Hold up, let me put my keys in my pocket. Peep this, though. I made this for my mommy. Little wire wrapping, very cool. I do enjoy wire wrapping, but it takes so long, so I just don't do it very often. Anyway, I'm on currently the Cobble Lookout Trail. It's in Wilmington. Am I doxing myself by saying no? It's fine. The last time I was there's a little lost and found over here. Should I take those sunglasses? I don't know. Oh, someone lost their keys. That's brutal. That is so brutal. Womp fucking womp. Anyway, the last time I walked on this trail, it was like COVID time, I think. Maybe not the last time, but no, actually that might have been the last time I walked on this trail. I don't really know. It was definitely the first time that I walked on this trail. And it was during COVID time, and there was still snow on the ground. And one of the two friends that I was allowed to hang out with. Actually, I wasn't even allowed to hang out with him. I basically snuck out. One of the two friends that had a car and could pick me up when my parents were out of the house is who I walked on this trail with. It was lit. Shout out Gunner. Anyway, we're walking. It's chill. It's a pretty nice day. It's kind of cloudy, as you can see. Dude, I love this selfie stick. So I'm so obsessed with the fact that I found this. For context, I thought that this selfie stick was literally gone forever. And it's not. I found it when I was moving. And I was like, dang. Crazy what happens when you actually have to look through all your stuff. You find your selfie stick. And so I'm really excited about this. And I could have just bought a new selfie stick at one point, but I was like, fuck, I literally had one. Where did it go? Also, you're not gonna understand this unless I guess no, I'll give you guys enough context so that you don't have to listen to the other episode. But I talk about this in a lot of other episodes that are on Spotify, so if you want to check them out, check them out. But I did not find any of the clothes that I thought I was going to find when I came back. I thought I had JNCO jeans still here. I thought I had this giant Carhartt sweatshirt still here. How far does this extend? That far. Okay. I thought I had JNCO jeans. I thought I had this quadruple XL Carhartt sweatshirt. There were a bunch of other just articles of clothing that I thought I was going to be able to come back to and take back to Bozeman with me. None of them. There's one dress that I left. So I guess I donated my JNCO jeans, which is actually insane of me. Can't imagine what was going through my head when I did that. And the Carhartt sweatshirt too. I'm that thing was so big and so cool. I can't believe that I donated it. That is kind of fucked up. So, I don't know. I'll recover, but I'm not happy about that at all. And allegedly somewhere along this trail, there are a shit ton of leaks that someone was telling me about. They're yeah, I'm gonna go pick a bunch of leeks this week on this trail. And I was if I can find the leeks, perhaps I'll pick some too, because he said that there were Tons of them. So I don't see any leeks though. But I also do not know what leeks look like above the surface because I'm pretty sure they're a root vegetable. So I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking for here. And I also kind of don't care enough to try to find any leeks. So yeah, here we are. Out for a walk. Looking for leeks. But we don't know what leeks look like. Crazy. Also, the grad program that I thought I was going to be doing next year, they don't want to fund me, which was one of the biggest reasons that I even wanted to do it, which sounds fucking greedy and oh, you're just in it for the money, but it's if I'm going to get paid the same, I would rather just be an employee in the lab probably, because I ain't in a rush to get a PhD, and then it gives me a lot more freedom to do everything else. But it depends on what this program actually wants from me to decide if I'll actually do it. But low-key, I'm salty with them because it took them literally months to get back to me. They said they would be giving out decisions by March 31st. And I didn't get a decision until mid-May. So I'm honestly, maybe it is just better for me to lock in on my business because I don't want to deal with you people. And either way, I have to lock in on my business so that I have money, you know? And I'm slowly getting more and more excited to lock in on my business. I know it'll be fine. The way I'm seeing it, so I've had my business for about a year, and I've been thinking about doing what my business is, which is fitness coaching, for a while. So this year it was a lot of just learning how to do it. I didn't really actually hit that shit though. I've had a few clients, but I really haven't been pushing too hard for it. But now I'm ready to start actually posting consistently and stuff. I see it kind of like glycolysis, you know? There's the preparatory phase that requires energy going in. And then there's the payoff phase that creates more energy, right? So all year I've been in the preparatory phase where I had to spend money on coaching, business coaching, I mean. And, spend money on actually starting the business and all of that. And now it's time for me to actually make some money off my business. But I don't know, bro. It'll be fine. And I know that I seem super salty and ungrateful right now. I am super grateful that I have a business. And I am excited at the prospect of helping people with their health and fitness. But I really just want to do research. So I'm just salty that I have to actually hit this shit now. Cause I'm damn. I could be just not doing this, but it's okay. It's okay. And I also have all the time at home to prepare and stuff. And I'm big chillin'. Big chillin' for real, for real. And it's a beautiful day. And we're on a walk. And that's all that matters. Legit. At some point, I think my lab is going to go goat packing. And so I will definitely take you guys with me for that. My boss just got new goats. So I'm going to help him feed them over the summer. And I'm so excited about it. Oh, there's people coming. Hold up. Those people that just walked past me have the prettiest dog. Hold up. Need to adjust the camera. Oh, one thing that I did find at home are these pants. I did not donate these pants, which is good because I would never donate these pants. They are my cousin's brand, but they're a pair of pants that I most certainly will be using as double pants on the side of something. So that's exciting because I really want to just like make a bunch of double pants. And I think the ultimate goal this year is my business. So I'm going to make enough money on fitness coaching so that I have like enough of a cushion to completely pivot to fashion. Like I just want to do the like upcycling, whatever. The thing is, that's like way less profitable than fitness coaching. So we're going to need to just play our cards right with that so that I don't end up super broke just to pursue what I want to do. But I'm upcycling a bunch of stuff just for me right now. And one of my friends is having me help her tend to her booth at all the like markets in Bozeman this summer. So I'll help her with that, and she'll probably let me have like a rack of my stuff too. So that'll be good. That'll be a good way to kind of like segue into the fashion stuff. And peep this river. Very nice. Very nice. And yeah, it'll kind of just like get my name out there, get my stuff out there for a little bit. So when I actually want to like kick it with my fashion design stuff, I'll have a starting point. And also my mom's car battery. So my parents left me the good car, which I was excited about. Because I thought they were going to leave me my dad's truck, which I'm not used to driving trucks. And there's no backup camera. And I'm used to having a backup camera. And it's like a big truck. So it's like double struggle driving it. And they left me just like my mom's Subaru, which is clutch because I also drive a Subaru. So I'm happy about that because it's just like my car, but like here. And the battery died this morning, and I was like, bruh, rip car battery. And there are kids walking towards me. Hold up. Okay, we are so back, and I took off my sweatshirt because it's low-key kind of warm. It's like 60 degrees today, which is fine when you're not like walking. When you're walking, it gets kind of toasty. And I've been having a grand old time since I got back. I've bumped into a lot of people that I wasn't expecting to see, and I've also been able to see the people who I wanted to see, like right off the bat. I started out going to New York City. Well, actually, my plane got diverted to Baltimore, Maryland, and I was like, I don't know anyone in Baltimore. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is kind of scary, and I need to like fix my sweatshirt. Hold up, it's okay. I was like, I don't know what to do in Baltimore. Like, I'm low-key scared, but I have a vlog from that actually, so I'll post that too. I was walking around the airport with my selfie stick like this. Some lady walks past me and she goes, oh my gosh, live in the real world. I was like, bitch, our flight just got diverted to a different state and I have a graduation to go to tomorrow. I think I'd rather live in the internet right now actually, but it all worked out. And I took a 4-hour Uber ride, which I didn't even know that was possible. And I was going to take the train. Well, okay, so our flight got diverted, and they were like, okay, they might have us just flying a little bit later. Then we get off the plane, and they're like, yeah, psych, bitches, your flight's canceled. And we were all like, brah. So we're all waiting in line, trying to get our flights, like, rebooked or whatever. And then, okay, my phone just ran out of storage, so hopefully it doesn't do that again, but we are so back. Anyway, I'm in Baltimore, everyone's freaking out. I'm like gonna just book a train from Baltimore to New York City because the train ride was just like overnight. But the thing about this was that the train left like 15 minutes after I'm booking the train, and I'm like, wow, we are cutting it close. It is a 7-minute Uber ride to the train station, and I don't know how long it's gonna take the Uber to get here. So I'm like booking my Uber to the train station. I'm having trouble. I'm stuck in a tree. Fuck. Hold up. Okay, we're good. I'm having trouble booking the train, the actual train. So I'm like, all right, like, let me just pray about this for a second. So I just like take a second and I'm like, Heavenly Father, like, help me figure this out. Like, what am I gonna do here? Like, I know that you have a plan for me to get over to New York, but like, what is it? And not even kidding, 2 seconds after I did that, some guy just offers to let me hop in his Uber. And I was like, okay, so like, you could be kidnapping me right now, but I don't think you can kidnap me in an Uber, right? So I was like, all right, fuck it, like, sure. And he was like, yeah, I'm picking up a rental car when we get there. And I was like, okay, well, I might need a ride to where I need to go. I might just navigate the subway at 4 a.m. Who's to say? Because at this point, it's 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. We're not going to get to New York City until 3 or 4. And also, the Uber we get in, it's an electric vehicle. We have to stop and charge it. But not before we got pulled over in the car. And our Uber driver was Spanish speaking. So we got pulled over and the cop looks in the car. It's me, like Asian businessman. Like that's the guy who let me in the car. And like I'm pretty sure that this Uber ride was like a tax write-off for him, so he just like didn't give a fuck. And I was also like background checking him the whole entire like way to New York City to be like, so is this guy gonna kidnap me? He wasn't. He was like a 40-year-old dad, and I don't think he could hurt me if he wanted to. So I was like, yeah, you can give me a ride to where I need to go. And the cop looks in the car, he looks at all of us, he goes, is this an Uber? And we were like, yeah, this is most certainly an Uber, in case you can't tell by the eclectic bunch in it. So anyway, I finally make it to New York City. The sun is like about to come up, and I was at my friend's suite, and she was still working on classwork. And I was like, holy smokes, like, you're still up. It's 4 a.m. So we start to try to, like, pack her up. And then she was like, okay, I need to go work on my thesis. You can do whatever. I was like, okay, I'm probably going to help you pack up a little bit more, but eventually I'm probably going to sleep. And then I slept from, like, 6 to 12 a.m. Like, 6 a.m. to 12 noon-ish. And then at 2, we had to go to this like luncheon thing for her department, and like that was cool. And one of the girls at her department did really cool research that I was very interested in, because it was about like mechanobiology of intestinal development. And I was like, oh, my 2 favorite things, mechanobiology and developmental signaling. Here we go. And her research specifically was on the signaling molecule YAP, which like everybody loves YAP. YAP is goated. Clearly I love yapping. Here I am, yapping. And there's people coming. Hold up. There's a mom and a bunch of kids. I don't want to like film other people when I'm walking. That's so rude to me. So that was really cool. I was really happy that someone else like I was going to be able to talk to them about my research because they're going to actually know what I'm talking about when I talk about my research. And I just love it when that happens. And her research was really interesting. I was really happy to see that she did that. And then it was commencement, and commencement was kind of funny because Columbia students are not happy with the Columbia president right now because of a bunch of like stuff. So like every time the president went up to talk, they were all like booing her. But then John Baptiste was like a guest for the graduation. He played music for them. And so she's like trying to announce this guy, and they're all like booing her. And then she announces who it was, and everyone was like, yeah, like cheering. And so I was just sitting there like, damn, like, we are hot and cold in this crowd. Crazy. So that was funny. It was also really, really, really hot that day in New York City. Like 90 degrees and humid. And I was like, Lord help me. So I was just glad that I didn't like pass out of heat exhaustion or anything. And I mean, we were sitting for most of the time. Like realistically, like I was fine. But you know, it's always good when the heat doesn't get to you, especially the humidity, because humidity is something that I don't deal with very often in Bozeman. So when I do have to deal with it, I'm like, be so fucking for real, dude. Like, I'm salty about this. So yeah, glad I was chilling. And then the next day we packed up. Well, actually, no, let's get into that night, because that night was kind of crazy. So first up, we went to dinner with Ellen, that's my friend, and her boyfriend, and her family, and her boyfriend's family, and it was a really, really good dinner place. I got like octopus and burrata, and like those are two of my favorite foods. I always end up getting octopus when I'm in New York City. I feel like it's like the only place that I ever see it on the menu, and whenever I get octopus, I'm just happy. I'm just always really happy. So yeah, octopus was goated. And then after that, we went to this like tiki bar, which, I mean, I don't drink, but I just went because it was one of their friends' 21st birthday. And I like tried some of the martinis at the place we went to dinner, and they were yummy. I just like wasn't trying to get drunk. And the tiki bar was kind of crazy. Like, I've just never really seen anything like that. But like, it was really fun for sure. And the drinks that they got were tasty. I just didn't want to get one. And then Ellen's boyfriend told me some funny stories about Ellen this semester, and that actually made me chuckle. And then we went back, and we were like, okay, we have to pack Ellen up, like right now. Like, her mom is leaving with her stuff tomorrow, and everything is still out. Like, there's very little packed. So we just like lock the fuck in and start packing, except not really. And then she was shaving her head after graduation. That was like one of the things she was doing after graduation, which I think she had told me, but I just like forgot. And then had to walk through some mud over here. Cute. And then it was time to like actually shave her head, and I was like, oh, like, you're being serious about this. And I was nervous because I was like, bro, like, you don't know what your head is shaped like. Like, what if it looks hella weird? But then she did it, and it actually looked pretty cool. So I was like, all right, like, I'm here for it. The head shave was a good move. And of course, since she made her planned impulsive decision, I've been thinking about getting my second earlobe piercing. I don't even know if you can see that. You can. I've been thinking about getting my second earlobe piercing for literally over a year. And when I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, well, I just have to wait to visit Ellen because she has all the piercing stuff for it. And I remembered, like, oh, yeah, I want to get my second lobe piercings when she was talking about her head shaving. Because I was like, wait, there was something that I was waiting to do until I got here, too. That was, like, some body modification like that. And yeah, so I'm glad that I got that done because I've been wanting to get that done for so long. I just, had to let Ellen do the honors because she loves piercing people's ears. And I'm happy with it. And then after that, we actually locked in and started packing more. And then I went to bed. She went to her boyfriend's crib to help him pack up. And she gets back at like 8:30. She was supposed to be back at 8. Her mom's like there waiting for us to bring stuff down. She's like, okay, so you're going to make the runs up and down. I'm going to keep packing while you do that. And it's going to be smooth. It's going to be quick. It's going to be good. And it was. We kicked ass. We literally kicked ass. It was perfect. We got everything into that truck, which we weren't even sure if it was all going to fit. We got everything into that truck by 10 a.m., which was like when we wanted to leave. And then we were able to leave by like 10:15, 10:30, had a smooth drive home. However, because I was making the runs up and down and she buzzed her head, the night before, her mom had seen us at 10 p.m. the night before. And between 10 p.m. and 10 a.m., Ellen had shaved her head. So Ellen, as I'm like getting the last like cart full of stuff, is like, yo, like I haven't told my mom about my hair. Can you just like soft launch it when you go down for this run? I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I'll just mention it. And like, I'll be really chill about it. Cause like you gotta be chill if you want the other people to be chill. Like if you just pretend that everything's normal, things will be normal. Which I use that all the time. Like I will do like fuck ass shit and just pretend it's completely normal and everyone else just goes along with it. And I'm like, okay, cool, cool, love that. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, so like Ellen shaved her head last night and she's like, Ellen did what? I was like, no, like it looks really good. Like I was scared too, but it actually ended up being really good. So then Ellen came down and her mom was like, oh, okay, good. Like I was scared. It actually looks pretty good. And I was like, yep, same reaction I had. And then I drove home with her mom, but Ellen is going to Uzbekistan for a month. So she did not come back to the 80Ks with us. The 80Ks are the Adirondacks. It is the region I am from of New York. It's the biggest state park in America, I think. And it's a good zone, clearly. As you can see all the nice greenery behind me. And so it's like a 6-hour drive up, which is hilarious because the drive from New York City to the Adirondacks is the same amount of time as Bozeman to Salt Lake, which I was like, LOL. Okay, there's people out on this peak, so I'm just gonna sit here and talk until I'm done, and then I'll show you guys the peak. Probably when these people are gone. But anyway, we drive back, it's all good. And then as we're driving back, Ellen's mom has to go to Ellen's brother's track meet, and I was like, okay, so I don't really want to be at the track meet till 8 p.m. Let's see who's in town. I text my other best friend because I only still keep in touch with like actually 3 people from my high school. And so I like texted him, I'm like, yo, like what are you doing tonight? He's like, I'm watching the rocket launch. The rocket launch, very disappointing. It didn't work the first time. It did work yesterday. So shout out Flight Test 12, SpaceX, whatever the fuck. And so we watched the rocket launch until it didn't launch. Had dinner with his family. His family loves me, so that was dope. And then he was able to just drive me home from there. And my phone's at 10%, so I better wrap this up. And from there, he just drove me home. I got to hang out with my grandma. And the reason I'm even home right now, I'm hanging out with my grandma while the rest of my family is on vacation. I was supposed to go on vacation with them, but then I realized that I haven't been home in like a year and a half, and I was like, I think I need to just go home. Because I found out that my sister was staying with my grandma for the time, and I was like, bro, switch with me, please. I need to hang out with grandma. And so she did, and it was good. And that is my update. Now here I am. I went to the gym, at my home gym, and I was like, whoa, like I'm so much stronger than I was last time I'm here. And it is so cool to see progress like that, because I feel like, like you kind of get desensitized to it when you're just going to the same gym every time. You're like, yeah, whatever, like I'm adding 5 pounds to the bar, like, once every 2 weeks. Like, that's whatever. Like, we're barely progressing. But then I was like, yo, like, I'm putting so much more weight on this bar than I was the last time I was here. This is cool. This is really cool. So I loved that because I was like, look at me, actually progressing. And then after the gym, I don't know, I got to see like some people. I bumped into one person that it was funny that I bumped into him because basically he like one time he like fake sneezed one time for a whole semester. He fake sneezed to get my attention in class, and then I actually gave him a chance, and then he did me so dirty. Then I gave him a second chance, and then he did me so dirty again. So I like stopped to say what's up, and he was like, I wasn't sure if you like hated my guts and wanted me dead. I was like, I don't hate your guts or want you dead. I just like I got over that a while ago. I consider that a bullet dodged because, you know, clearly he's not the one for me. And that was definitely me being protected from a fuck-ass boyfriend, which we love when that happens. So, anyway, I'm going to turn this off for now. I'll show you guys the view once I get out there. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Walk With Me, this special episode when I'm back home. And we're on video for the first time ever. Slay. Okay, Chad, this is the view, but it is currently 4:20, and I have to go to dinner at 5. So I'm going to literally, like, sprint back to my car. And that is all for this episode of Walk With Me. I really hope you enjoyed. I had a whole lot of fun with my selfie stick. And, yeah, welcome to the Adirondacks. Adirondack is the Native American word for bark eater, because Native Americans who lived here when the colonizers were colonizing, they, like, ran out of food or some shit and had to eat bark. Or something like that. It also might have just been because it was winter time, so they had to eat bark. But anyway, eating bark it's a lot of fiber, not a lot of other nutrients, so one can imagine how, you know, that might have affected their metabolic functioning. Anyway, that's it for now. Peace out, deuces. I hope you enjoyed.